What if the way you consume seeds every day is actually changing how healthy they are for your body? Think about your routine for a moment. Maybe you've started adding chia seeds or flax seeds into your diet because you've heard they're packed with fiber, omega-3s, and all kinds of benefits. And then comes the question most people don't think too deeply about. Do you mix them with milk or soak them in water? At first, it feels like a small detail, almost irrelevant. Both options look healthy. Both are common. You see people making chia pudding with milk, blending smoothies, or simply soaking seeds in water overnight and drinking it in the morning. So naturally, you assume they're basically the same. But here's where things get interesting. Even though the seeds are the same, the liquid you combine them with can completely change how your body digests them, how nutrients are absorbed, and even how full or energized you feel afterward. And depending on your goal, whether it's weight loss, better digestion, or sustained energy, one of these methods might work significantly better than the other. This isn't just about preference. It's about how your body responds. So in this video, we're going to break it down in a simple, clear way so you can understand exactly what happens when seeds meet milk and when they meet water. Because once you understand this, you won't just be eating healthy, you'll be using food in a smarter way. The real problem isn't that seeds are unhealthy. In fact, seeds are one of the best things you can add to your diet. The problem is much more subtle, and that's exactly why most people never notice it. Most people think that once they add seeds to their diet, they've already done enough. You sprinkle chia seeds into milk, blend flax seeds into a smoothie, or soak seeds in water overnight and drink it in the morning. It all feels healthy. It looks healthy. And because both methods are widely recommended, you assume they're equally effective. But they're not. The way seeds interact with milk versus water can change how your body digests them, how nutrients are absorbed, and how your energy levels respond afterward. And this is where most people make mistakes, without even realizing it. Let's start with milk. Milk adds protein and fat to your meal, which can slow down digestion. That might sound like a good thing, and sometimes it is, but for some people, especially those who are sensitive to dairy, this combination can lead to bloating, heaviness, or discomfort. Instead of feeling light and energized, you feel full in a way that slows you down. Now let's look at water. Seeds soaked in water, especially chia seeds, form a gel-like texture that's easier to digest. This can support hydration and make nutrients more accessible. But at the same time, water doesn't provide additional protein or fat, which means the meal may not keep you full for very long. So here's the trade-off. Milk can make your meal more filling, but potentially heavier. Water keeps things light and easier to digest, but may not satisfy you for long. And when you don't understand this difference, you end up in a frustrating cycle. You're eating something healthy, but you're not getting the results you expected. Maybe you still feel bloated. Maybe you get hungry too quickly. Maybe your energy isn't as stable as you hoped. And because both methods are considered healthy, it becomes hard to figure out what's actually going wrong. That's the core issue. You're focusing on what you eat, but not how you eat it. And until you understand how milk and water affect seeds differently inside your body, you can't really optimize the benefits you're trying to get. So let's break down exactly what's happening beneath the surface. Now let's slow everything down and really understand what's happening inside your body when you consume seeds with water versus milk, because once you see this clearly, the confusion starts to fade. Let's begin with the basics of what seeds actually provide. Seeds like chia, flax, or basil seeds are packed with fiber, especially soluble fiber, which plays a major role in digestion. They also contain omega-3 fatty acids, which support heart and brain health, along with small amounts of protein and important minerals. But here's the key detail. Seeds don't just deliver nutrients. They interact with liquids in very specific ways. When you add seeds to water, something interesting happens. Seeds like chia absorb water and form a gel-like coating around them. This gel is rich in soluble fiber, which slows down digestion slightly, helps stabilize blood sugar, and supports gut health. At the same time, because water is light and doesn't contain additional calories, the overall mixture remains easy to digest. Your body can process it without feeling overloaded. This is why many people feel lighter, less bloated, and more comfortable after consuming seeds with water. It's simple, it's clean, it supports hydration. But it also has a limitation. Because water doesn't provide protein or fat, the meal doesn't stay in your system for very long. You might feel satisfied for a short period, but hunger can return relatively quickly, especially if you rely on it as a main breakfast or meal replacement. Now let's shift to milk. When you combine seeds with milk, the entire dynamic changes. Milk adds protein and fat, which significantly slow down digestion. This means the nutrients from the seeds are released more gradually, and you stay full for a longer period of time. Instead of a quick, light effect, you get a more sustained, steady release of energy. This can be especially useful if you need something that keeps you satisfied through a busy morning or after a workout. But again, there's a trade-off. Because milk makes the mixture heavier, it can also feel harder to digest for some people. If your body is sensitive to dairy, or if your digestive system is already under stress, this combination can lead to bloating, heaviness, or discomfort. So while milk enhances satiety, it can also increase digestive load. Now let's talk about nutrient absorption. Some nutrients, especially fat-soluble ones, are better absorbed when consumed with fat. Since milk contains fat, it can help your body absorb certain compounds more efficiently. This gives milk a slight advantage in terms of nutrient utilization. On the other hand, water keeps everything simple and doesn't interfere with digestion. It allows your body to process seeds in a more direct way, without adding complexity. So once again, we see a pattern. Water supports simplicity, hydration, and ease of digestion. Milk supports fullness, energy, and slower nutrient release. Now let's connect this to real-life goals. If your goal is weight loss, feeling light, or improving digestion, seeds with water often work better. They don't overload your system, and they help you stay comfortable. But if your goal is sustained energy, muscle support, or staying full longer, seeds with milk can be more effective because of the added protein and fat. And this leads to the most important insight of all. It's not about which one is universally better. It's about what your body needs at a specific moment. Because the same seeds, when combined with different liquids, can create completely different effects inside your body. Once you understand that, the decision becomes much clearer. You stop guessing, and you start choosing with intention. So now that you understand how seeds behave differently when combined with water versus milk, the next step becomes much more practical. What should you actually do in your daily routine? Because this is where most people either overcomplicate things or choose randomly without a clear reason. The truth is, there's no single best option for everyone. The better approach is to match the method to your goal. Let's start with weight loss and digestion. If your goal is to feel lighter, reduce bloating, and support your digestive system, seeds with water are often the better choice. This combination is simple, low in calories, and easy for your body to process. It helps you stay hydrated while still providing fiber that supports gut health. This is why many people prefer chia water in the morning. It gently activates digestion without overwhelming the system. Now let's look at energy and muscle support. If your goal is to stay full longer, maintain energy throughout the day, or support muscle recovery, seeds with milk become more useful. The added protein and fat slow down digestion and provide a more sustained release of energy. This makes it a better option for breakfast or after workouts. So instead of thinking in terms of better, start thinking in terms of timing and purpose. You might use water with seeds in the morning when you want something light and refreshing. Then later in the day, or after exercise, you might use milk with seeds when your body needs more nourishment and sustained energy. And this leads to a simple but powerful strategy. You don't have to choose one forever. You can use both, based on what your body needs at different times. Now let's make this even more practical. If you're using seeds with water, make sure you soak them properly. Give them enough time to absorb water and form that gel-like texture, which makes them easier to digest and more effective. If you're using milk, choose a type that works well for your body. Some people tolerate dairy well, while others feel better with plant-based options like almond milk or oat milk. The goal is to support your digestion, not stress it. And just as important as what you do is what you avoid. Avoid turning these combinations into high-calorie meals by adding too many extra ingredients like sugar, syrups, or excessive toppings. What starts as a healthy choice can quickly become something less beneficial. Keep it simple. A small portion of seeds, combined thoughtfully with either water or milk, is enough to get the benefits. Because in the end, it's not about following a strict rule. It's about understanding your body, your goals, and making choices that actually support them. So when you step back and look at everything we've just covered, the answer becomes much clearer, but also much more flexible than most people expect. Seeds with water are light, simple, and easy to digest. They support hydration and help your body feel clean and comfortable. Seeds with milk are richer, more filling, and provide sustained energy that can carry you through a busy day. But the most important shift is this. It's not about choosing one over the other. It's about choosing what your body needs in that moment. Because once you start thinking that way, everything changes. You stop blindly following routines or trends, and you start making decisions that actually match your goals. Whether that's better digestion, more energy, or simply feeling better throughout the day. So now I want to hear from you. Do you usually take seeds with milk or water? Or after watching this, are you thinking about using both in a smarter way? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. And if this helped you understand something in a simpler way, make sure you hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Because we break down nutrition in a way that actually makes sense. And in the next video, we're comparing chia seeds versus basil seeds, another simple choice that can make a big difference.